Hey there, Vinny from Project Frugal. It's been a couple of weeks since the last video, so it's time for another video. I've been working on something super special, and I'm going to share it with you for free today. Check it out. You've probably heard about artificial intelligence, and yes, it is a real thing in today's modern world. Unfortunately, with the web browser-based system that you can currently access, all your data is not stored by you. It's stored overseas somewhere, someone's servers. Whoever controls the information controls the narrative, apparently. So what we're going to do, we're going to install a chatbot or an artificial intelligence chatbot locally on your own machine. That way, nothing's going out to the internet. None of your conversations are going to be picked up. And the beauty of this, it's totally free. It'll work offline once you've downloaded the large language models, aka the brains of the operation. Once you've done that, essentially you can do it for nothing. Anywhere you can go up into the bush, you can chuck your laptop on, assuming it's on battery power, strike up this machine, and voila, you can ask a simple question. Whatever that question might be, how to survive in the wild. That's probably a good starter for 10. I've certainly got a few questions lined up, like how can I iron all my shirts without actually ironing my shirt? That's probably going to be my first one. You may need to start a fire, you may not. This could come in handy out in the wop-wops, assuming your battery still doesn't run out. Maybe you got a solar panel, there's a bonus. I'm going to walk you through the simple steps. We'll get this thing installed and we'll try out a few things and see what it can do for you. Here we go, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to need to do is go to ollama.com. I'll spell it out. Links will be in the description. Ollama.com, hit enter. And this is the back-end program that we'll be using for our front-end tool that I've made. So this is Ollama. You can download it for Mac, Linux, and Windows. So we'll click on download, and we want to download for Windows. So once this is downloaded, just install it, follow the prompts, pretty easy. And here it is downloading up the top here. Now that we've downloaded Ollama, we're just going to chuck it on the desktop, we'll double click on it and we'll install it. This may take a wee while to install, but don't worry, it won't take too long. Let's click on install. Okay, finally done. That took about 3 minutes or so.
Hence why I sped it up for you.
Now that we've installed Ollama, we need to get a large language model installed on the machine. So let's go and do that. We're now back on the Ollama page, and what we want to do is click on models. Up the top there's a whole swag of them. Now I'll give you a little bit of a background on some of these. DeepSeek is the last one from China, or the latest one. It's been around for a couple of weeks now, or I don't know how many weeks, maybe a few weeks. Whatever it's been, not too long anyway. And this has got the world up in arms, so to speak, because it cost only a few $1 million to develop this particular large language model, whereas one like OpenAI or ChatGPT cost literally hundreds of millions of dollars. So the Chinese have done it a lot cheaper with a lot less powerful hardware. So there's a bunch of different ones you can choose. There's a 1.5 billion parameter model. 7 billion, 8 billion, 14 billion, the B stands for billion, up to 671 billion. If you're going to run something like that, you need an extremely powerful machine. This machine that I'm running will not handle that. If you've got, well, let's just say some of the specs here. My machine, what is it, an octa-core, 8 cores, 16 gigs of RAM. It's probably good for maybe up to 14 billion. If your machine is slower than this, probably aim a little bit lower. So the bigger the model, the better the data output that you're going to get. Unfortunately, there is a cost associated with that, and that cost is speed. So the smaller the model, the less accurate, but the faster it will run. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So if we were to go and grab this one as an example, we will grab this one. Let's click on this link here. And we've got a range of the options for the models that we can choose from for DeepSeek Release 1. We're going to go for the smallest, which is 1.5B, and that file size there is 1.1 gigabytes. So we'll click on that, and you've got this command over here, and it's Ollama run DeepSeek R11 5B there. Yeah, sorry, 5B. Let's click on that link there. Now with Ollama, because we've already got it installed, if we were to run this command directly from a command prompt, we'll do that in a second. That's actually going to spin it up and it's going to operate through a command prompt, and Ollama will be running and you can go and ask some questions. So let's go and do that now and I'll show you how that works. Here we go. We've got a command prompt that we've just started up from the start menu there. We're going to right click on there. We're going to chuck in Ollama run DeepSeek R1 dash whatever it was in that box there that you've seen on the last page. We'll hit enter, and what will happen? Well, if it's not installed on your machine, because we've already, the computer knows what Ollama is at this stage, if it's not installed on your machine, it will go and grab it. It will pull the manifest, download all the bits and pieces that it needs, install it on your machine, and once this is finished, because we've done the Ollama run DeepSeek or whatever model it is, it will actually be operational for use. So we'll just let it do its thing. Doesn't take too long. I've got a pretty fast internet connection there, so it's pretty quick. And look at that, send a message. You can type in /? for help, so let's do that. So there's a bunch of commands you can do. Once you're finished, you can go /by. That gets out of it. Unfortunately, we're not actually, well, not really unfortunately, but we're not actually using this back end of Ollama. We're not using the command line interface for our thing. We're going to use a GUI product that I've made. You use this, it will be easy to manage it rather than trying to remember commands and what have you. It'll kind of, yeah, it'll be self-explanatory when you see it anyway. So we can chuck something in there. We can go hello, for example. And it's thinking, hello, how can I assist you today? Give me 5 vegetables, 5 veggies. And we'll get a list of, okay, we'll get an unclear message. So this is not the most reliable thing in the world. Okay, list 5 veggies. Okay. As you can see, it's a total waste of time downloading this stupid program. But anyway, we'll see if we can get something better. What is the capital of New Zealand? And it says that your message might be a bit unclear, apparently. If you're asking about the capital of New Zealand, I'd be happy to provide that information. The capital city of New Zealand is Auckland. No, it's not. So don't take this with a grain of salt. All of this stuff, yeah, the capital was Auckland for, I think, maybe a couple of years. Well, literally probably 120, 130 years ago. Maybe it was only a couple of weeks. Who knows? But don't rely on anything you get from these particular models because they're not perfect. Some things they'll do correctly and some things they will not. So we're going to get out of this. We're going to type /by and we'll get out of that. There's another command we can run. Instead of running the model directly on the command prompt, we can actually just pull it. So it will pull it down to our machine without actually running it. So we're going to do that next. We're back on our models page. We're going to go for Llama 3.2 Meta. So Facebook and Co. They've got into the large language model game. We're going to click on this Llama 3.2. We're going to go, well, do we want the 1 or the 3 billion? I think we'll go for the 3 billion. Let's live on the edge, eh? So we'll click on, well, it's already selected there. We've got our command here. I'm going to copy this, but I'll show you what we'll do with this in a sec. Back to our command prompt, but instead of going run, we're going to go pull, P-U-L-L, get rid of the run, hit enter on that. So this time it's going to pull down the manifest for Llama 3.2 large language model, 3 billion parameter version, and it won't run it. It'll just download it. As you can see, it doesn't take too long to run these. These are quite small models. Obviously, the larger the model, yeah, it's going to take quite a bit of resources and a bit of time to get those ones. And voila, just like that, it's done. So we've got 2 installed. There's a couple of links down below. I'll go and grab those offline, but we'll come back and we'll install the next product now. So we've clicked on the link in the description below. We're going to download local AI Chatbot version 1.00 setup.exe. If you haven't seen the fired application, there's a link over here. That'll take you through that. It's a retirement savings app that I also wrote. Great app. I love it. I use it every day. Calculating those retirement, well, those savings and investments and seeing when I can retire. Anyway, we're not doing that today. Click on this. We're going to download this. We're going to click on the download button here somewhere. We're going to download this. And once that's downloaded, we're going to install it. We're going to click on download anyway. Ignore the risks, she'll be right. We've only chucked a few dozen viruses on this program, should be okay. Now if you believe that, you'll believe anything. Here we go, we've downloaded local AI Chatbot version 1. Blah 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 setup.exe, and we've come up with this message here: Windows protected your PC. We're actually going to click on more info on this. It's saying it's from an unknown publisher. Well, I am that unknown publisher, and I'm not going to be forking out thousands of dollars just so I can get some sort of thing that say I'm a known publisher, especially when I'm giving this program away for nothing. Yeah. Let's click on run anyway. Do you want to create a desktop shortcut? I would recommend that you do. There's only an option there to untick it or tick it. We're going to tick it. Let's click on next. And finally we'll click on install. That was fast. Click on finish. And now you'll have an icon on your screen called local AI Chatbot. Let's double click on that and open it up. And here we are. Here's the tool in all its magnificence. Well, even I can understand how to install these programs pretty easy. So it is quite a simple program, but basically this is sitting on top of Ollama. We've got file, we can exit the program. Let's have a look at information. We've got model information, that's everything we've got installed. We can refresh the model list. If we go and pull another model down via the command prompt like I showed you before, Ollama run or Ollama pull model name, whatever it's called, come into this program and then click on the refresh. It will populate this combo box down the bottom here with all the models that we've got loaded. Instructions, pretty simple. Install Ollama for Windows from the link, open a command prompt, install a model from that particular thing there that we looked at just before, e.g. Ollama pull fire3 or Ollama run fire3 via the command prompt. Refresh models will restart this program, pretty simple. Ask a question and have fun. Okay, what else have we got there? Well, we've got this video tutorial that you're watching here, so if you ever need to go back, click on that and you'll, Bob's your uncle. And about, so just a little bit of about on the program here. It's version 1.00. If I do any more releases, obviously I'll name it in the Google Drive folder. It'll probably be version 1.01, I would suggest, next time. But it seems relatively stable at the moment, so we'll see how we go on that. And the only other thing here, we've got some themes, so if you do like a little bit of a theme change, you're probably going to hate these. I'm probably expecting I'll get some comments saying, I hate your choice of themes, but I don't care because I wrote the program and I'll do what I like. So let's have a look. This is the standard theme. Let's click on the marine. Oh, isn't that nice? That is lovely. And let's click on theme again, and we got the terminal. Oh, that's a computer type screen. Well, that's what I thought anyway. And naturally we got the watermelon. Now I'm not going to go overboard on this. Maybe you've got one that you prefer. Take it with a grain of salt and pick which one you like. If you do want to buy me a coffee to help support this channel and help support the development of these software programs that I literally make nothing on, buy me a coffee. And don't forget to visit our YouTube channel and get some exciting content just like this. So we do have two models loaded down here. You can see here, if we click on that, we got Llama 3.2. Now with the model, if we close the application, we'll reopen it again. We'll remember the last model that you used, and it will also remember the theme that you last used as well. So that's a bonus for you. In terms of the question, let's chuck something into the question. And I've already got something saved. Well, wasn't that a bonus? Is dividend investing better than growth investing? Well, let's find out. Now, you've got two options when you run this. You can clear the question, which will just basically wipe that out of the top. So let's click on that. It just wipes it out of there. And once you've got some output, that's going to go into this green box there. But we'll go and click on Ask AI. And if we want to do it in real time, i.e. as the program's running, we can do that as well. So I'll show you the two different methods. Let's do the real time first. So we'll just tick the box here. We'll Ask AI. Now, the first time that this is going to run, it will be a little bit slow. It'll take a few seconds before it starts thinking, and, well, there we go. It's starting to do stuff now. Both dividend investing, growth investing have their own advantages and disadvantages. Now, depending on which model that you use, some of them will give you a whole bunch of information. Some of them will give you less. You could ask the same question on the same model time and time again. It may give you similar things. Well, generally speaking, it probably will. But I have seen plenty of examples where it's given you totally false information, like the capital of New Zealand that we had just before. So we'll let it do its thing. We've got a counter down the bottom there. It says 41 seconds at the moment. It's going through some disadvantages and some advantages of Dividend investing versus growth investing, we'll let it carry on. It's quite time consuming. Now, if we took the real time tick off, it will just basically calculate everything. It's not going to be any faster or any slower. Well, it might be slightly faster, but I pretty much doubt it. But it will just chug away in the background until it's done its thing and then spit the answer out in one big blob. So if you see it kind of thinking, as it were, and it just, yeah, it's taken a while, just be patient with it. Sometimes some of these queries will time out. There's 500 characters in terms of the question that you can ask that I've allowed space for on this. So you can ask pretty deep sort of questions, well, relatively speaking, but you don't want to also overcomplicate it as well. Thinking. How to make a roast meal out of a single egg. Yeah, I like it. And look, we've been going for how long now? 97 seconds. So that's a minute and a half, well, over a minute and a half, and it's still going on this one simple question: is dividend investing better than growth investing? In terms of the prompts, you might actually want to say something quite a lot simpler to get stuff done. Like, for example, tell me in 2 sentences, is dividend investing better than growth investing? So it's much the same as doing a search on Google or whatever your search engine of choice is. What you feed in is pretty much what you're going to get out, generally speaking. So it's finished there. It took 113.03 seconds, quite a long time. Now, if we were to go and choose DeepSeek, in 2 sentences, is dividend investing better than growth investing? Let's see what happens. We'll do this in real time as well. And it's just basically going to ask another question right down the bottom there. Again, this is using a different model, so it's going to take a little bit to spin up. Now, this is called a reasoning model. So it's kind of thinking and giving you the reason behind why it says what it's going to say. And again, are we going to get two sentences worth? Well, it doesn't look like it so far, unless these are extremely long sentences. Perhaps they are. No. Okay, so we're not getting 2 sentences, but you get the idea, right? So the best thing to do with this sort of thing is just to experiment. We'll change the theme while we're at it. That looks a bit more techy and a bit nerdy. And it's just carrying on and carrying on and carrying on. Don't rely on the 2-second rule, or the 2-sentence rule, as it were, because you may not get it. Right, we're starting to fall asleep, but it's still carrying on, and we'll just let it do its thing. Oh, it's finished. Great. What else have we got here? So we've also got model information. So if we click on this, this will go and tell us what models we've got installed on the machine. And we've got Llama 3.2, the latest, parameters 3.2 billion. We've also got, what do we got here? Oh, we got DeepSeek 1.8 billion parameters, and it's got a little bit of licensing information there. Do we have anything else worth showing you? Pretty much no. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So once again, we can save the theme, change the theme, do whatever we want. If you want to copy and paste some of this stuff, you can easily do that. You can just right click on it, copy it, paste it, do whatever you want with it. And that's pretty much it. So using this interface rather than using the command line is just a bit more prettier. It's a bit more user-friendly than what we had. You can install these models, as many as you want, pretty much within reason. There are some things called, I think they're called lava models, which will hypothetically, you upload a picture and then it'll give you a description of what the picture's about. I haven't tried one of these on this program. It's probably not going to work, to be honest. I'm not going to even pretty much bother, because really this is all about just getting the large language model working for a chatbot scenario where you can ask a simple question and, in theory, hopefully get a simple answer. And if you want to remove a model, say we don't want DeepSeek anymore, just click on Remove Model. Are you sure you wish to remove this one? That will actually remove it off your PC. It's gone. Now we've got nothing left. Let's click on Ask AI again, but because we don't actually have a model selected down the bottom here, we'll have to only choose our only one that we've got there, and we can ask the question again. So let's see if we do get a better answer within 2 seconds. Let's try it. Oh, look at that. So different models will perform differently. So Llama 3.2, obviously it's kind of doing what we asked it to do. It just gave us a couple of sentences. That's what we wanted. We just wanted a quick summary of what it is and what it's about, whatever the topic. You can ask all sorts of different questions. The sky's the limit, whether it's going to understand it. Obviously, the bigger the model, the more hypothetical intelligence it's going to have. But let's do a story about my old mate, Ron. Ron can't wait for this one. And we'll do it in the background. Let's see what Ron's reaction is. We'll just untick this real time. I've already got it saved. Let's click on that. See what it says about Ron. So still chugging away there. What is the premise of this story? Write me a short story about Ron, an 85-year-old ex-farmer from the west coast of the South Island of New Zealand. He loves gambling on horse racing, but he mostly loses, has no money, and is single. He loves watching videos on YouTube made by Vinny from Project Frugal, which teach him about frugal living, investing, and making money. Good on you, Ron. And there we go. We'll leave it on the screen. Pause the video, have a read yourself, see what it says about Ron. Oh, that's the greatest story I've ever read in my life. Brings a tear to an old man's eyes. Well, Ron's certainly doing something for himself right there, so that's awesome to see. And there we have it. So a local language model interface with Ollama in the background, running a whole bunch of different large language models, asking lots of questions, getting lots of dodgy answers and some truthful answers. I hope you have fun with it, just like I'm having fun with it at the moment. If you enjoyed this video, all the links are down below. Hit the like button, hit the bell notification, leave us a comment. Let us know if there's any features that you want added into this program, if I do actually end up releasing another version of it. So thanks for sticking around. We'll catch you later and have a good one.